We are starting early again. Howdy, howdy. I decided to start a little bit early because I'm standing here and it's a little bit hot. I want to get moving. So here's the road coming from the mountains. And this is the first building you hit when you get to Wilhoit. It's the Burrow Saloon. It's, see if I can get to that sign there. It says Nowhere, Arizona. Get closer here. So there's their big sign. They do have an outdoor patio also, and they do hamburgers. So we're going to start our walk. There's a dry camping spot if you are self-contained and can park without any amenities. It's $200 for the dry camping that's up behind there a month, or $25 a night. Cheaper for the whole month. And they have an RV park. I think it's $450 a month if you wanted to stay on a longer term basis with hookups. So we're just going to start walking. And I think I put the link in there if anybody would like to join and chat. It'll probably take under an hour to get to the other side of town. I'll try to show some of the interesting plants and things we have along the way. Oh, I guess I should go back to comments so I could see if anybody types. There we go. My arm is going to kill me holding this thing up. I need to invest in like something to hold my phone for me. And every time a car comes, as you can see, there's no curb. I've got to step off into the weeds and stand still because I don't know what's in the weeds. There we go. So that's why it'll probably take a little longer than I expected. Just stopping off. You can see mountains ahead of us. To get to Wilhoit, you travel through either the Granite Mountain Pass or this mountains, which I don't know their names. Another vehicle stepping off, but there's no grass this time, so I can keep walking. I have bifocals on. It's a little hard to see the ground. Sorry about the wind. I really didn't have any options with that, sadly. There's something coming. So this is the old Yavapai, Southern Yavapai Fire Department. I don't even know if they keep a truck there. I think they have another fire department now. Get lots of motorcycles. Lots and lots of motorcycles going through here. Oh, and the sky is really clear, as you can see. Very clear day. I kind of preferred the clouds, but so I found out this morning that the dog at my home base was attacked by a coyote yesterday morning, and they had to put her down. It's a little bit heartbreaking. So when I go back, there's not going to be dogs anymore because the older one passed away last summer. Won't have to get a leash and walk the cat. They have a cat that's super rambunctious, and I'm almost betting that it would walk on a leash. Because we had cats and They would walk on leashes. One would walk up mountains and the other would walk down. We had to carry a cap each way. But yeah, but all right. So we'll glance out that way. You can see how far the mountains in the area goes. Surrounded by lots of green rolling hills everywhere. They have some abandoned buildings, which I don't comprehend why they're so empty for so long. Water tanks. I can't see the level on it without invading personal property. So that one's got windows busted out. I think some of the drug addicts sneak their way into these empty houses. This town does have a big drug problem. As do most towns. Okay, you can start to see over that way how far the rolling hills go out that way. Another house that seems to be abandoned. No curtains or anything in the window. There are a bunch of watering holes around. I just don't know where they all are. Apparently they are the party places, which I don't want to be at. All right, another car coming. See houses out pretty far that way. I'm betting if I walked down the side roads from one end to the other, it would be longer than the walk of the main strip, which goes from the bar to the library. I also can't tell where the holes are in the ground when I walk in the tall weeds. Let's get that turned off. But they do have properties for sale out here. And in fact, this last week I've met 2 people who've moved in within the last few weeks. So if anybody's interested in a quiet town, here we go. That's where the goats used to be, down and through there. And you can see the top of my camper from here. I'm camped over here. They've got cameras. It's part of why I like being there. And here's a 4x trail. A lot of people ride their 4x instead of cars when they're going around the place. And so that's the shortcut to the store from that side street right over there. Oh, and here's one of our interesting flowers we have. I'm sorry, but I don't know the names of all of them. I suppose I could look them all up later. I do want to still do an edibles thing. It's just it gets hot and I start falling asleep. So I have big plans, not enough energy. That's the plan. That's my unfortunate strategy. Better to have plans than no plans at all and forget about streaming. If I make the plans, then I know I've got something to push me. There's a little dust devil storm starting over at the grocery store there, and I hope it don't come this way. It's dying off, it looks like. I don't know. Wow, yep, it died off. I don't want to get hit by one of those. They hurt. They've got the sand in them. So I hope the image isn't too bouncy. I put it on my old broken car holder thing. Try to stabilize it a little. It'll be like you're riding on my shoulders, a little bit bouncy. I think the big patch of morning glory up here, but I can't cross that ravine thing to get to it. Oh, carpool and camper. This is what takes so long walking, is having to step off every time a car's coming. Maybe that truck won't turn this way. So there's a big patch of morning glory, all those white flowers. If I'd have taken the trail, the 4x trail down, I might have been able to get closer, but we'll have a chance to get closer to them. They're on the other side of the road too. There are lots of old vehicles here. This lady drove up with a beautiful black 71, red interior. Then there was another baby blue truck. Who says my 2005 can't last forever? One guy I talked to, his truck's still going. He rolled over the odometer at least once. Let's get a view out that way, out that way. Try to remember to do that every once in a while so you can get the full 360. I hear this buzzing. I hope it's a cricket. I haven't heard a rattler recently to compare it with the sound of the crickets. I'm pretty sure when I hear it, I'll know there's a difference. I hope. But as you can see, yeah, no sidewalks. Lots of chance of rattlers. That's why I have to stop. The cars push me into the grass. Some people out here live in their RVs on land, even though they're trying to make camping on your land illegal. There's still people who live like this, and that's what they prefer. I know I talked to one lady, they prefer their camper and they have a perfectly good trailer on the lot. She just don't want to move into it. She likes to be able to pick up and go on vacation anytime without having to move everything. So we've got a series of RVs here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not a rich town by any means, which means the land should be pretty reasonable. Alright, here comes another truck. Trying to clear some of the step. Yep, that's what's going to take most of the time, is pulling off to the side. Do a 360 or a 180. 360 would be behind me. Got lots of thorns, of course, because this is Arizona. One thing the town does have more than churches, bar, and store, lots of good mechanics. I've heard there's quite a few of them. Might be worth a trip from Prescott to come see one of these guys. To have all these old trucks running in this town is pretty good. I'm impressed. A lot of people have, oh, there, I think, can't see what kind of animal that is. I'm blind, I'm blind. Got a yucca blooming. We'll probably get a closer look at it when we're walking back. I think it's a yucca. My memory's so bad. Y'all can correct me if you know. Yeah, we've got another vehicle coming. Step off. So people either have dogs and cats for pets, or they have horses and cows and goats, and most of them are growing some type of food. Pretty neat community. Vehicle. Cell signal tower. Not much of a tower, but it's on the side of somebody's camper. No, it's just a box to power it. There's the new fire department. I see a fire truck pulling in. Way off there. We got three fire trucks, it looks like. Or 4 bays. Unless that's a really wide bay. But that's the new fire department. I knew it was somewhere around here. I just didn't know where. Oh, that house is not abandoned. There's a cycle parked next to it. Let's get a really empty spot here. Here we go. The car's still a long way off. Alright, let's do it right here. Yep, that's 4 bays. Looks like an ambulance in one of them. Maybe. I'm blind. Alrighty. A lot of people have these low-hanging porches, keeping their windows mobile homes where it's got nothing to keep you cool in there. But that looks like a whole modular home area. Phoenix. Is it 96 miles from here? Kirkland, 6 miles. They actually share a zip code with Kirkland here. Because they're not big enough to have their own zip code. Although, there's a lot of houses here. I mean, just the ones we're seeing. We're not even going back on the side roads. There's a real fuzzy bush. We'll get the close-up of that on the way back, I think. Unless there's a ravine across. I think it's supposed to get to 86 today, which means it's going to be almost unbearable in the camper. I got me a spray bottle, plan on keeping my hair wet and playing in water. I purposely didn't do my dishes so I could play in the water to cool down later instead of napping, which I might end up doing if I run out of stuff to do. Peoples Valley, 13 miles too. I think Peoples Valley is how far you got to go to get building type supplies if you don't want to go into Prescott. There's also a coffee shop there. If I wanted to go enjoy coffee in the morning, but I don't want to drive that. All right, here we go. Got a half-eaten flower there. I wish I could get down there. There is a big flower down there. And this one's barely making it, the poor little guy. Yeah, I'm not going down there. There are a lot of snakes in the area. Okay, another view around fire department. Oh. Gotta love a town that's low enough for everybody to wave. I think I hear a siren way out in the distance. Look at that dark tree. Wearing my sandals and having my toes free. I just didn't want to step on any special surprises, so I had to wear my shoes. I'm not a fan of shoes, but sometimes you need them. I fell off of something. We have 2 vehicles coming, but I can walk along here. It's kind of clear. red trees. Why they have their yard all cleared out like that? Could be getting ready to lay sod. I don't know. Just interesting. Maybe it's just an easy way of keeping it clear. If you don't have any plants there, don't got to trim and you can just plow everything up. I can't imagine what that would look like with all the rain hitting it though. Back to focusing on where I'm going instead of stepping off the side. I don't know, if they had sublots here, might be a cool place to get a tiny little corner. I just need 100-foot by 100-foot piece of land. All I need. I'd like to invest in a biogas unit, but those things are huge. I need a miniature system for me to travel around with. Off again. Yeah, I don't think I'm shading the wind much. I should make like a wind guard over the phone. Somebody said cotton balls, but I ain't got cotton balls. Somebody's fields. I don't see any cows in it though. If I am right, which I'm usually not, but I think this ranch goes all the way to Kirkland. I do remember seeing one when I got to Kirkland, amazed that it was so long and big. Some shed houses. Not a lot of trash along the road. I mean, there's some, but not as much as you would see when it's not really fully maintained. Perhaps they clean it up once a year. I don't know. Oh, now look at these. There we go. We got some interesting grasses. They kind of stand out as different. I'm not sure why they would grow in that particular area and not the others. There's always reasons for stuff we don't always know them. But you could see the walking path here. Interesting. A lot of footprints there too, so apparently there's people walking in through there. Here. I can get to that more, that flower. Now, I think these are morning glories. I'm not 100% sure. They've got thorns on them. What's that? $10,000 for that old Jeep over there. Got a couple of them. Interesting. Anybody into Jeeps? Got a few. It looks almost like Humvees because it's wide. I don't recall seeing Jeeps that wide. Looks like they've got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Yeah, 10,000 on the beige one. I didn't see a price on the others. Ooh, we've got tall grasses now. This will be definitely step and stand still if I have to go in them. Got all these reflector post things. I guess to keep people on the road at night. You would think all the lines on the road would keep them on. You never know. A couple ravens. I don't know if you could see that far ahead, but there's a couple ravens like circling over there. Probably looking for rabbits. Clear spot. That's the sheriff. See if you could see the birds now. I don't know. I'm a little bit closer. They got something there circling around. It's like a new house construction. Going in over there. I like their gate. Oh, car. See, they're gonna go right over me. I can't see them in the camera. Can't see anything in the camera. I can read the chat because it's black and white, but the Camera's a little hard to see. Wow, traffic's picking up. Getting tired of stepping off. Here's a clear spot. Ooh, there goes a vet. And I saw a nice one last night. That's my favorite car, by the way. Never owned one outside of a model one I built. And I did such detailing. You could see the numbers on the speedometer, every tiny detail. And then I watched somebody's kids for them, and he smashed it when I grounded him to the room. There we go. It almost looks like a sweet pea. I don't know what kind of flower this is, but you could see the red flowers starting to grow on it. Oh, get too old to bend down like that. Their housing development area. Lots of houses down in here. There's one that looks like a barn. Another version of that big flower that was blooming down there, but they're not blossomed right now. Look at these, how big the flowers are. This one hasn't blossomed yet. All right, back up, Wendy. There we go. Another car. I would have liked to have done this early, but I would have ran into people getting to work and back. A lot of people go into Prescott to work. And they're in a hurry because it's a long drive. Got us a flag flying. Yay! Another one of those dark trees. I didn't put the library into my GPS so I could tell how far I am. But I think it might be coming up. Either that or I have to go through this long stretch of nothing. I can't remember. There should be a sign along the way pointing to the library. Last time I knew it, anyway. That sign says cable rights. Thought it said camp something. I was gonna be like, what? But no, cable rights. I think we're getting close to the edge of town.
the GPS.
Has my mic been muted the whole time? Oh my gosh. I just noticed it. I'm so sorry. There's probably no one on. That's probably why I didn't know. Let me see. It's not showing me in any if there's any viewers or not. Alright, something's wrong with StreamYard. It's not even showing me the chats either, so I had no idea anybody was there. Let me see about the chat. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was muted. And it keeps losing connection to the mic. What is going on? There we go. Now it's showing. Oh, now it's showing some chat and the mic is on. I am so sorry. I don't know what the heck happened. No, the phone wasn't overheating at all. It didn't show me chat at all. Wow, 55 minutes of silence. I'm sorry. That's still better than my record, which was 2 hours of art stream with no talking. It could be the signal also. But I'm on now. Yes, it didn't show me any chat. I didn't know anybody was there. Wouldn't show me how many people were on. And then I decided to go to YouTube while I was sitting here waiting. And that's when I discovered there were people on. And they were talking, and I had no audio. Oh, man. That's rough. I'm going to have to pay more attention to red lines and stuff walking back. Well, I hope it was an interesting view anyway, despite not hearing anything. I'm going to wait for the library and check it out. Got 3 more minutes till they're open. It was good. All right. Man, I don't even remember everything I talked about. But I did get up close to some shots. Tried to do some 360s, a bunch of 180s. Yeah, we have one cloud. And I was talking about the cloud, how it's so small it couldn't even create shade, but we got one cloud. Um, I might be. Well, that would be more west out that way, kinda. No, I wouldn't be. West would. Oh, I don't know. The road curves slightly, but the sun goes down in the west, right? So it would be more. That way would be west. This would be more east. And the library door is open. We got 2 more minutes. I don't know if you saw the yeah. Yep. My memory shot. I figured I'd just walk. I should have done some research. At least I could have been informative. Used the shadows to figure out it was east. Okay. Yeah, it's not quite 11. It's almost 11. I am cooking. I hope there's water inside. All right, let's go find out if they'll let me come in with the camera. Hi. I'm on live stream. Would I be able to show them the library?
Sure, but it's over there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, she opens in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. 2 more minutes, guys. Three months, no sun. Wow. Yeah, I think that cloud. There's clouds over that way, but they're not going to make it over. I wonder where that one cloud went. There. Oh, it multiplied. Look at that. If I didn't have you guys on stream, I would have turned around and left without going in.
It'll depend on whatever she says.
Okay. Hand painted sign. No signature though. Supposed to get sun tomorrow. Yeah, sun gets to be important. When it's hot though, sometimes you hope for clouds. We can go down and look at the flowers and then come back up. How's that? I see some yellow flowers down here. I'll wait for this car to go past. Turn around. And there's a truck coming that way. We'll go down and look. There's a batch of yellow flowers, which I'm thinking might be daisies. When we get there, I see that truck driving around a lot. They park up by the church once in a while. Oh, look, there's some kind of berry. They're so tiny. Looks like a trail they ride their 4x on. Oh, there's a Ford down there. I bet you there's homeless people along that way. Here we go. Here's the yellow flowers. They looking sad. Yep. More of the morning glories. They are pretty. Maybe we'll go back. I guess we got to find out with the librarian if we can stream or not. There's a van with an official emblem on the side. Maybe I'm being arrested. Well, this is a wash, is what it is. I don't see too many footprints in it. Do you see some back that way, though? Gypsum weed. Okay. See me waving at you? I don't see you waving. You should read my books. I can't really read too long. My eyes hurt. We try to read, oh, it's the library district van. My eyes will start burning. That's why I can't really read. I do a lot of teachings online and then look up verses because I could only read for a short time. Still waiting. I can see the door is open and all. Morning. Well, she might be open. You're jumping as high as you can. That's funny.
Oh, you talking on the phone?
Yeah, I'm doing a live stream. I'm gonna find out if she'll let me show the library. If she's open. Does that mean it's open?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna hold this down till I ask. Hi, I'm on a live stream. Can I show the library? Okay, here we go.
Hello, Albert.
Oh, look at this.
How about yourself?
They're having a big sale here on the 24th. They got a lot of movies to rent. Look at all this.
All the chairs?
Oh, look at the chairs. That's amazing. Those are very pretty. I don't know how old those are. Somebody did some diamond dot picture. More movies. That's a lot of movies. Here's the back of the chairs. I love woodwork. That is so pretty. And this is, oh, they even have video games. Let's see which ones I got. Assassin's Creed.
These two fingers and the whole back of my hand and wrist.
The
Why is that finger?
Arthritis.
That's
Swinging a hammer for 50 years, 30 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, all of them do that way.
kids' books. Little table. Is that cute or what?
I just barely got it off. I just feel my life. The wedding ring in the window is just a challenge. If you don't have one, you leave it alone.
Really? You think so?
Anyway, see
May
what.
I ask what this is for?
I just, people visit with me. I'm showing them where I'm at.
Oh, okay. I don't want to be part of it.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to keep people out. I also can edit it out later if I did get anything, but I held it down when I got to you guys, so. And then they have some computers for kids to do their homework on, I guess. magazine rack.
Oh, really? What?
This is what I used to go to the library for, all the magazines I couldn't afford. Look and see if they got the movie Behind the Waterfall. Okay, I'll go see.
In his 50s, and he'll probably start
Behind the Waterfall.
So I'll probably bring him one,
I guess it would be over here.
probably twice.
Shot best.
Yeah, yeah. The accent.
No, there's BEG and then BEN.
The accent to each channel.
Begin again being
Did you ask that question? What did they say?
benefit of the
Or you asked?
beyond, but nothing that says behind the waterfalls. They do have a beautiful mind.
Then why does he have to be fast? Take that.
Why you need to say
It looks more like the more popular ones. You could send it to them. I'm sure they take donations. They're going to have a ping pong tournament, but I'm actually,
3 to 5 high in advance.
I might be here this weekend on Saturday. Could watch the first day of it.
No, when they came Carmela 4 high, she can't reach.
And then there's
She gets it just barely started on the
this.
third one. Sets it on her head and then takes her hand and picks it up.
Really?
So there we go.
Yeah.
You could donate for them.
She's about your height.
She's about my height, yeah.
Thank you.
Come on.
Yeah. And so that way,
Anything else we need to see?
high, even high.
We are in the town's library. I'm on the opposite side of town, and it's going to take me an hour to walk all the way back. Okay, you guys tell me, did I get her in the video or not? Because if I did, I have to go back and edit it again. You'll probably have to use a complete sentence because I won't know what you're answering because I tend to ramble and forget I was waiting for an answer. But if I got her in the video, let me know, because I'll have to go back and edit. Yep, it's windy. At least I could see the chat now. I did a whole hour walk with no audio, no chat. It didn't even tell me the audio wasn't on. But that's still not my record. I just did the 2.5 hour long video for art and had no audio. That's my record. Mountains, yeah, here. So we're gonna head back over towards those mountains. Yeah, Bradshaw Mountains. That's the name of it, because that's Bradshaw Mountain Range. But that's Granite Mountain Pass. One of them, I've been told anyway. Are you at Burrow? I'm at Wilhoit. But there's a bar, the Burrow Salon, or the Burrow Salon, which is at the other end of town, which is where I started from. And I'll walk all the way back to it before I end the stream so that we could see it. So we've got those mountains and all the way around. And this white fence is one ranch that goes all the way to the next town, which is about 6 miles away. There we go. Well, that was a very small library. No wonder they were closed during COVID. You can only fit so many people in there at a time. I'm a fan of visiting small towns. I'm not a fan of living in one. I'm a fan of visiting everywhere now, I guess. What is in that tree? It looks like a piece of a building got stuck up in the tree, or that could be an old sign. I'm not going all the way up in there. That's in, oh, no, it's a piece off of some building. It was a little translucent. That little bar off. Yep, that's the name of the bar. I'll show that. I'll show its little sign again before we're done. There's some land for sale up here. Anybody wants to live in a small town? There's not a lot of trouble. There is a nightlife that's not the nightlife you kind of want, but they don't disturb people. People tend to leave their doors unlocked here still. Although the newer residents are locking doors just because they're used to it, but they got shotguns though. You really don't want to test and find out. They're a firm believer in the Second Amendment. Yeah, almost said second right. I'm like, what? Hi, Andy. Yeah, I have sound now. Apparently, I did the whole walk with no sound. We'll have the talking version this time. Somebody lost their container. Busted up. For the amount of true traffic that goes through here, I'm surprised it's not littered with trash along here. Shooting range isn't far from me. You probably know this town better than I do. Do they really need a shooting range? They can go over here at the ranch. Of course, they'd have to have permission. That's private property. I guess my friend that I used to stay in her yard, her sons used to take his friends to go to the shooting range all the time. I would think you could just drive up to the mountain. Invited Elizabeth here. Okay, I can't really see who's all in the chat. Yeah, I'm taking you on a tour loaded with next to no information. Didn't see Deb, probably was doing laundry. Oh. So there's a place up here that sells Jeeps. And I don't know if you could see, but that beige one was $10,000. They're wider Jeeps, and maybe they're Humvees, I don't know. I don't know much about vehicles, but I do know there's lots of old trucks out here running. 71. I saw black 71 yesterday. The red interior was gorgeous. Then there was a baby blue one, and it seemed to be in its 70s. They got a lot of old trucks running out here, which probably means good mechanics. And they weren't running too shabby either. So my comment was, so why can't my 2005 last too? Do you do any hunting out there? I don't. I haven't done any hunting. I don't have a hunting license. I know in Arizona you have to live somewhere for 6 months. Now I do have a address in Mesa that's my host place, but I technically don't live there all the time. So I could lie and get a fishing license, or I could try to change the fishing license thing. I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, I know I could probably look up the procedure, but it's hard to even dump their litter box along here. Even out-of-state residents have to have a residency outside of the state that they were in 6 far as I know. The last I checked, which was about 5 years ago. Guess because they want to track you down if you catch one too many fish. Rabbit hunting and fishing. I do love fishing. I'm busy. You want me to share her or try to boost her? No, you don't need to do that. I only want people who are interested in visiting on my chats. I don't need to boost my numbers, but thank you anyway. The only reason I like to have more people is because eventually I want to be able to do games online like the word game. And it has like a time response, and it's impossible for just 3 people to do it. And that'd be the only reason I'd want more people on, but I'm not going to hunt for people who are just going to subscribe for the heck of it. I would much rather that they join because they like to visit. And that's basically what my channel is about, visiting me while I do life. But thanks for the offer. That's how we watch our numbers, subscribers go up and down, because they subscribe, but you have a long list of subscribers to go through. It gets tedious. So I myself will subscribe to check out a channel if I can't check it out immediately, and then I will unsubscribe if I'm not interested in joining on a regular basis. But I do go back and visit some people who I'm not subscribed to whenever I have free time or I'm needing something to do. I'll go back and look at some of them. I have a separate list. Oh, I love cribbage. I love cribbage a lot. We used to play it at the mobile home park I lived in every afternoon. And the friend who taught me, she was hard on me. I didn't win until I really won. She didn't let me win nothing. But I do like cribbage. You have an online version? Yeah, that'd be fun. Except I can't run my laptop right now because I don't have shade over the camper and it's too hot to run it. Alright, let's stop and do a 360 again. There's a red roof way over there. We didn't go past the Jeeps yet. This is somebody's ranch. It goes all the way to the next town, I'm pretty sure. There's like a glow in that mountain. I think that's a house way up in there. Alright, we're heading that way. Oh, for phones? Oh, that would be fun. Hook me up. Put the link to it in the into the comments, and I'll join you. I've got a lot of sitting time I don't like sitting and doing anything with. I did catch a Ruba dive girl this morning and red cactus, but red cactus's voice is a little bit soothing, so I fell back to sleep. It's part of why I like to watch Kelly's stream, because the mods have soothing voices. It's called Jack Box Party Pack. It's got tons of games you play together with your audience using their phones. Cool. So do you run these off of your live streams at any times, like on a regular basis of any kind? Or is it kind of like last minute if you do? Before I became a nomad, I was in an active mobile home park. It was active until the last 2 years when most of the residents moved out in protest of the giant rate hike we got. We had activities every day. I loved it because I didn't like getting in a vehicle or having to walk long distances to go do things. Being able to just step outside my door and get to the rec hall and have fun every day. Kind of miss it. Did not miss trying to take care of that thing though. It was falling down around me. Missed her chat this morning, got up late. Yeah, can, but have not done it because I don't have an audience, just evil trolls. You got to learn how to use the end button, the ban button. I know a lot of people are against it, but your channel is your home. If somebody walked into your house talking like that, would you let them stay? That's how I determine if I ban or not. Yes, there are scorpions and rattlesnakes and coyotes, which you guys didn't hear because I had no microphone, but my home base, she texted me this morning, the coyotes got the dog, and I was heartbroken. That dog was such a gentle dog, and it was afraid of people, and it was so loving, and she found it with a big bite in its neck, and they had to put it down. Last year we lost the other dog who was blind. I used to take for walks, and we lost him last year. So now we have a rambunctious cat that likes to play fetch, which I'm almost betting I can get on a leash and walk, or a harness. And diamondback rattlers too, yep. We got all kinds of goodies. There's mountain lions and bears, but they don't come around here as much. Although Danny said there was 4 mountain lions in Prescott this year that they had to shoot. And I also heard there was a bear in Prescott this last summer, so this summer. It's still summer, right? Yeah. Yeah. You know, these so-called dangerous critters, I mean, they're dangerous if you poke at them. Most of the time they leave you alone. But I think they're easier to handle than people. Coyotes scare pretty easy if you're bigger than them. Yeah, I don't mind the critters. I leave them alone, they'll leave me alone. Most of them are more scared of me than I would have been of them. Oh, here we go. They're blossoming now. They were all wimpy earlier. I guess these come out in bright sun. Bear was at Safeway going shopping. There you go. He ran out of honey. A lot of grasshoppers. Danny. There was a goat a few weeks ago shopping. That's hilarious. There used to be goats by where I stayed, and I haven't heard them at all. I think they got rid of them. I did notice a cow and a horse, though. We got a new build going in over here. There's quite a few new houses here that I didn't notice before. So these mountains are why I can't catch the sunrise with all its beautiful colors. because it's up and the colors are gone long before it starts peeking over the mountain from the spot where I'm at. I also have the hill right behind me too. I think I was able to get the sunrise from the dry camping spot, but no colors because by the time it comes over the mountain, all the color stuff's gone. Already have the AC running. Yep, it's gonna get warm. It was 88 in the camper yesterday. I expect it to get up over 92 inside there today, which I'm kind of not looking forward to. But tomorrow there's a group of us going back down to Wolf Creek. I'm hoping to get a little video of the town Ponderosa, maybe some creek videos. Hope we go to the larger part this time. What's the temperature where you're at now, Danny? I want to see how different it is. I'm going to peek at the temperature here, which might mean a black screen for a second. 77 here. Yeah, it was. It was really cool this morning. I actually turned on my laptop, played a few games. Probably could have done something productive, but I didn't. Oh, shoot. I forgot to watch the chat to see if I had caught that lady on camera. I don't see it now. I'll have to scroll back later and watch. I don't think I got her, but there's a chance I wasn't paying attention and I might have. Kind of looked like she didn't even bother to comb her hair today. I could see why she didn't want to be on camera. It's warmer up there. That's strange. Everything's strange this year. Mingus is actually warmer than Jerome, and it's another, 2,000 feet up? It's really strange. Well, it's an El Nino year. It happens every 7 years. What do we got here? Somebody may have wiped their butt on it. I don't want it. Bright green wash rag, one of those microfiber ones. It looked fairly clean, and then I saw like a brown spot, and I'm like, somebody could have wiped with it. I'm not picking it up. Yeah, El Nino happens every 7 years, where there's a whole bunch of microfiber cloths. Looks like somebody lost their whole package of them. There's another one. Huh. I don't trust them though. But what was I saying now? Oh, it happens every 7 years. The dry places get more rain and the wet places get less, which I almost think coincides with the sabbatical year because Israel's dry and they rest on the 7th year. They don't do any planting. They need volunteer plants to come up to eat off of, which would require extra rain. So I kind of think it's linked to a sabbatical year myself. Okay, so I don't know if you could see the Jeep or Hummers or whatever they are. That one's 10,000, that beige one. It's got a few of them there. You just figured out where your chicken feed's been going? Who's been digging into the chicken feed? Went outside and there were like 10 sparrows eating out of their bowl. Oh, man. Yeah. So you're feeding chickens and sparrows. I hope they lay some good eggs. Oh, my goodness. Have a major grasshopper outbreak. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of grasshoppers in here. I haven't heard a rattlesnake rattle for a while, so every time I'm hearing the grasshoppers take off, I'm like, is that a rattle? Then I see their wings, and I'm like, no. Alright, let's stop and do 360 again. There's a cloud over there, and another one. I guess some clouds are making it over. How often do locusts come out? Because I was in Vegas one year, they had a horrible locust outbreak. Everywhere you walked, it was just crunching all over the sidewalks. Every time you go in, there's at least 20 of them in your sink. Oh, that's earwigs. Move my trash can. There's thousands of them. Oh, yeah, a big year for bugs. We did get a lot of rain in the spring here, which is probably why we have so many grasshoppers out here. But I haven't seen rain since we left Mingus. And that was a week before I left. That was the last rain. Okay, Jerome's 5,000. Then it's about 2,200, 2,700 up to Mingus. And it's actually warmer on Mingus than Jerome. Every 17 years. All right, so they probably already had another locust outbreak since I was last in Vegas. It's been about 20 some years. I used to live there for about 6 months when I got married. I remember taking my pennies for the penny slots, getting drunk, and making it home with twice as many pennies as when I left. Because they give you free drinks as long as you play on the machines. Now they do, I think the penny slots are, you got to put dollar bills in now. 31 days of rain and 3 months of clouds. We never have clouds here ever. Yep. Good old El Nino year. And then every, 50th year is the Jubilee. So I wonder if it gets even more intense then, because you would need 2 years of volunteer plants to come up. Can you hear that bird? Almost sounds like a dog whining. It's birds. It's amazing how much they can sound like other animals. That's the quail. Across the street again. I got time. I like to face the traffic. I don't like it coming up behind me. No, it's government trying to control the weather to make. Yeah. They're manipulating some weather, but I don't think it's all them. I don't think they honestly don't have that much power over what God's put in the cycles. I think they play off of it. So here's I'll call it the fluffy plant. Such an educated tour we're getting. Let's see if I can get it. It's moving around. A whole bunch of those. Those are the things that get in my sock and agitate the heck out of me. To some extent, they control the weather, but they don't have ultimate power over it. El Nino year is going to be an El Nino year, no matter what. Wow. That has got to be blew their things off the top of their van. There's a dust devil kicking up. And I don't understand why this yard is, unless they're getting ready for sod or they just hate controlling weeds. Looks like it would be a mud pit if we get any rain. Ghost is on Mars. I don't give out location, sorry, I don't. Well, no one asked your location. Wait. Oh. Yeah, they barely broke 100. I noticed that. Elon abandoned you on the moon. Yeah, I guess some people are easier targets, I guess. They gotta hide their locations. Oh, I need to hold this up. If I gotta hide my location, then there ain't no reason to go around, because I got a unique camper. All they gotta do is see and know I'm in the area. There's no other camper like it. I'm not gonna let the bullies tell me what to do. If they show up, I'm quick to call. I have very much experience with orders of protection in the law. Elon went to Mars and used me to get off the moon, then ran off with Hillary to populate Mars. That's funny. Should have given the ticket to Ticketmaster then. I'm in Arizona, if you're asking where that's at. In fact, I put the title in the thing. I don't care. Show up, you'll find out if you're going to mess with me that it ain't going to be so pleasant. That's all. In fact, there's a camera on my campsite 24/7 right now. I wouldn't think anybody would want to come mess with me, because it wouldn't be all that entertaining for them at all. I don't have enough viewers to make it worth their time. About 20 minutes from me down the mountain. Yep, I'm in the big old town of Wilhoit. We just walked from one end to the other in about 55 minutes. The library is one end, and I'm going to go all the way back up to the bar, which is the other end. All the critters are easier to handle than people. I've got no problem with the critters. They basically leave me alone, except that poor little, my friend's dog, she's in Mesa. And I guess there's a coyote over in that area. Once in a while they get in the mobile home park and they got her dog yesterday morning. Still devastated, that poor puppy. She was such a good doggy. Dogs and cats, ooh. I don't like, yeah, that's why I don't have a pet. I enjoy other people's animals, but I won't have a pet in my tiny camper. I sleep on the floor, on my camp mat and my cushions. I'd have dog fur, ugh. Yeah, no, not for me. Like I said, oh, you didn't hear it earlier. I went to Wolf Creek last Saturday. She had 3 dogs, and apparently I had gotten a little dog hair stuck in my throat. I woke up, it was so sore. Ugh. Yeah. No, I don't eat furry things. Coral snakes are more dangerous. You know what I don't like is the sidewinders. All you see is their tiny little heads popping up. And when they move, you really can't tell which direction they're going to move in. That's why they call them sidewinders. I usually wear rain boots when I'm up around Dateland because there's a lot of them out there. Which is another stop I may be making in the fall on my way to Quartzsite. I might detour through Dateland and visit the lady I met there. That would be an interesting stop. They're kind of out in the boonies though. They do have a public pool that they open for the kids around the area to go swimming. Usually don't see a lot of delivery trucks going through here. They don't like driving through the mountain passes. King snake looks like coral snakes. Remember the rhyme, red before yellow, dead fellow. Red on black, stay back. Red on white, they're all right. Yeah, I don't have time to figure out all the colors. I'll just stay away from, look at that bush. I'm going to see if I can get closer here. If I can see a clear enough path to walk through. Here. I don't think I can get any closer. It's too many weeds, but there we go. I bet you there's snakes in that. There's a lot of shade. They'd be hanging out there. Probably still water down there. The ground looks kind of damp up under one part of it. No thanks. Most snakes will run away from you unless you startle them or poke at them. They're not like waiting for a human to walk down the path to bite. They'd rather run away. Forget about king snakes. They're all evil. Oh, that hand's starting to get a little sore. I am seeing more trucks than normal today. The beer's got to get through for the bar. That's right. Maybe it's the day to stock up the bar. They open tomorrow. They open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 1 to 8. And that's all the bar action there is in this town. They eat rattlers. Well, see, you got aggressive ones over there too. I see you can't move away from them forever. Is that a pub? Not within vision. These are all residences. The library and the co-op, that's a business down there. There's the fire department off that way in the distance. And then we have the church up here and a bar and a corner store. It's not really much else. Although there's probably mechanics hiding all through here. I've heard they've got quite a few good mechanics around here. If I was in Prescott, I'd travel to a smaller town for a good mechanic. Look at that old building. Apparently no one's in it. I don't see any curtains. Windows are busted out. Old water silo. There's a water tank around here somewhere that people swim in. Not sure exactly where. Kind of like where Wendy is. Looks the same anyway. There's a land for sale. People are moving in. It's usually a quiet town. I'm at the corner of a major intersection and I hear a lot of people running around at 11 and 12. That's probably the drug crowd. Sheriff was chasing somebody the other night. Back and forth, back and forth. I didn't sleep very much. They were at my campsite. Heard them rustling around on something, and I just opened the window and I said, "You do know there's cameras out there," and that was the last I heard of them. The only time I've been out of the country is Niagara Falls, Canada, up in Ontario, and what's that place in Mexico right across the border of California? Not Algodones. That's off of Arizona border. Can't remember the name of it now. But my ex went hunting and I just sat there at the first bar and drank till he was done shopping. And that's my experience in Mexico. Navy. I tried to join the Army. I wanted to go for military police, but I was too short. I passed the written test with flying colors, but the medical test, they didn't want me. But the only reason I considered it is I was a single mom at the time, and I thought, wow, guaranteed job for a little bit. But I probably wouldn't have made it. Who knows? Lake 41 South Channel. Somebody's out walking dogs, and one of them has no leash. Alrighty, hopefully it doesn't try to visit me. Oh, there's barbed wire fence there. I'm okay. I don't like when dogs come barking at me. If they run up and they're silent, I'm good with it. But if they're barking, I'm like crying like a baby. I've been bit twice by dogs that never bit anyone before in their entire lives. And I'm like, what's with this? They see fresh blood. Somebody up walking around up by the church. I wonder if somebody came to kidnap me in a good way. I told friends they could stop by and get me if they wanted to. I see a... Oh no, that's the regular vans. But the person that would come get me would have a car, so that's probably not them. We're coming up to the corner store, which I'm probably going to go in after the stream and get something cold. I'm cooking dinner tonight for the church group. I cooked my beans in there twice in a row. My beans / pasta dish, so that's what I'm making tonight. So they can taste it. I didn't want to give them my own. And that tiny building is the corner store where everything's ridiculously priced high. They used to have a cappuccino machine my first year here, and they only charged $1 for it. Now they just have just the coffee, but I haven't seen anybody enjoying it in the mornings anymore. There used to be a group that would come sit on the patio and have coffee in the morning. Yep. Now I gotta pay 50 cents for a cup of ice. And I could get a bag for $1, but I can't store the bag. She tried to charge me a whole $1 for it. And I'm like, no, it's 50 cents if I bring my own cup. But she was charging me 50 cents for the cup and then got in trouble. So, yeah, you need to be clear. There's a saguaro blossoming over there. The yellow flowers on it. Or is that prickly pear? That's prickly pear, never mind. My brain is fried. Oh, that's just a couple kids. They were probably skateboarding at the church. Somebody was over there playing basketball when I went to sleep still. The church is like the community center where some people hang out. I guess most kids are doing their video games. They're not into walking this countryside, even though it's a small town. It really wouldn't take much to walk anywhere. Is it hot there today? It was 77 earlier. I can check the temp now. We're going to go black for a second. $78, but there's no shade. So it's 78 out in the sun. It's supposed to go to 84, which means it'll be about 92-ish in my camper. I'd say that's a little warm. There's that truck again. I wonder what they do. They're everywhere all the time. They like to park in this parking lot too. So I saw no sign of the other church. There may only be one church out here now. I'll have to look it up. Let me do Google because we do Celsius. Oh, yeah, we do. It's called Imperial. Oh, look at this thing. It's kind of flowered, but it kind of dies off rather quickly. And we've got like the little, I don't know, I keep wanting to call them sweet pea flowers because that's what they remind me of. A little bit of red in them. Still have not heard about the camp hosting and haven't heard from the other references I put down whether they got called or not. Either she's thinking I'm not going to start till the 1st, so no rush, or they've decided that they're not going to use me, even though they've got no camp hosts. They can't make any money unless they open up that bottom part of that campground, and that's their biggest money maker because it's close to town, and they get a lot of city people who like to just go for a weekend. But that's up to them. I just find it odd that she hasn't bothered to return any calls. Okay, so we passed the camper. We headed up to the bar. There's some more land for sale. I'll get across from it and show the number in case anybody wants to move to Wilhoit. You could probably even find owner finance land out here. I don't know. Here we go. Company called Western. I can't zoom in. 602-778-3717. In case you need some land. The microphone stayed on this time. I don't know why it wouldn't stay on before. It was just a bad hookup, I guess. And it may have popped warnings up at me, but they don't leave them up. They just show them as a pop-up and pop them back down, and then you can't notice. Australia is one of my bucket list places to visit. I wanted to go to Venice because of the waterways and the architecture, but I'll probably do neither. The way the world's going, who knows? We might be stuck in our basements pretending we're happy with nothing. I couldn't live there. I'd be a nervous wreck with all. The critters don't bother you though. I get bothered more in the Phoenix area just walking to the store than I do by critters out here. Way more. And I'm only there for a couple days at a time usually. So we got abandoned house here. I like that it has a thing above it, like a, I don't know what you call those rooms. Like they're at the top of a tower kind of thing. It kind of resembles a gazebo, but on top of a building. What's the name of that? Anyway, I like that. That would have been a perfect art studio in there. I'm guessing somebody lives there. Or used to. I don't see any curtains, and there's there's a there's a house further up here. Maybe it's all the same property. Maybe they just put their disc there and run it to the house. Well, that's for sale too. People who camp and are out in the country, if you're connected to the dirt, you're more grounded. There's something about that grounding. People talk about it. Take your shoes off and walk on the ground. There's something about it. I can't fully explain it. And it's not just electrical forces, there's more than that to it. But most people who are connected with nature are down to earth. It's such a delicate balance on this planet that I think we were made to survive with the nature around us and not the brick walls. And we close ourselves off, we start losing our minds. That's my theory. No, an attic is just, that could be it's just the space between the roof and the second floor. And a lot of people put their ductwork and electrical and stuff up through there and store stuff. That's not necessarily a cupola or something, maybe. It's like because it's got 360 view. It's like lighthouses have them on the top of them. Oh, and by the way, I did do that when I was up on Mingus. I went up the fire tower. If anybody wants to see the view from the fire tower up there, I was able to make it all the way to the top without running completely out of breath. So we're almost to the bar, which is the other side of town. You can start to see the RV park here. It's about $450 a month to stay in the RV with the hookups. And the dry camping spots are $200 a month. You have no hookups. They'll let you get water from behind the bar, but that's it. Got nothing but a piece of land and access to a water spigot. Or you can pay $25 a night if you're not going to stay more than 8 days. But it does have shade there. They are working on baths and showers. They've been working on it for 2 years now. I would think they're in now, but they probably don't make a lot of money since they're only open 4 days a week from 1 to 8. I would imagine they're not making much money at all. And if you're getting your hookups for only $450, yeah, it's more like a generous offer to have people stay somewhere. That's what it feels more like. Did I cross the street because we're almost here? There's the dry camping up behind the barrels there. That's where I was my first couple days. When I first came to this, here we go, rural RV park. So I stayed up there my first couple days here, but my first trip here, I stayed up there. That's how I met the people at the church. I got bored. It says no one after 11 allowed after 8 p.m. They close at 8 p.m. That's kind of funny. Oh, no one under 21. But they close at 8. Guess they legally have to have that sign up there. I don't know. Not an ashtray. They had to write on the duct tape that this is not an ashtray. That's hilarious. All right, here's the sign. I don't want to step here. We are in nowhere, Arizona. Got some pans. Oh, I also did a video of the Geronimo woodcutter's cabin, and somebody had cleaned the cans and things out of there, which wasn't good. All right, so you go up here and you drive through the mountains, and you end up in Prescott. But this is why I don't get a decent sunrise here, because of that big mountain in the way. So I'm going to head back to my camper now. And that took another 55 minutes. One end of town to the other, walking at less than 3 miles an hour. Kind of hard to keep busy out here. I normally don't go to places that are this quiet. I like more populated places because I like to visit with people. But the year I first came out here, I was wanting to go back and forth up to Mingus, and I didn't want to travel very far, so I found a hip camp, which is kind of like Airbnb, but for campers, and I stayed there. It was 10 a night at the time. And then I went back up to Mingus after, but I was so bored I kept walking down to the store. I walked over to the church every time the doors were open, and I got to liking the people, so I just keep coming back every once in a while. But that's it. That's the whole town. You guys watched it. Outside of residences on side streets. That's it. And they do have their own like bulletin page on Facebook where they keep in touch and keep up with fires and the news. And oh, looky, there's a pretty pink flower, and I think I can get over there. It's pretty clear ground. There we go. You can see those tiny little butterflies or moths or whatever they are. All right, let's get the pink flowers. And there's some kind of red berries on this. I think I showed one earlier, but they were brown. These are red. Interesting. Watch where I'm walking. I think the only thing that attacks me out here is these stupid red ants. Population boomtown. No, you know, they don't even have a sign that says how much the population is here. I wouldn't imagine it would be over a couple thousand, if that even. Not here. They share the mailing address with Kirkland because they're too small to have their own zip code. So if you were to mail anybody here, it would have the mailing address of Kirkland in order to go through that post office. They don't even have their own post office. I don't like walking across cow gratings. All I got to do is miss and I'm down. There we go. Thought about trying to get like 1/10 of an acre or a tiny spot out here, but that didn't pan out. Maybe after saving Quartzsite another season, I'll have a stash of cash to use something with. Do something with. I spent my savings. I was saving up for like 2 years. I spent that on the convoy for truck repairs. Then I saved up this last winter to go to Washington, and I used all that on truck repairs. I'm beginning to think if I save money, then I'll keep my truck going. There's gold up in there. Yeah, There's a lot of stakes actually out that way. When I got stuck on that Dulce pits, I don't know if you've ever been out that way, Dulce or Dose pits. Holy cow. Parts of that were washed out, but there were claims all along the way. And I'm like, I can't even turn around because they don't even give you a little tiny scrap of driveway to turn around on their claims. They're like, don't even try. I know the one out in Superstition Springs, you go on somebody's claim, they'll shoot you. They don't care. They don't care if you're lost or what. They protect their claims. You still got your TPC. I still got mine too. I stopped wearing it all the time though. I was wearing it every time I traveled. Then somebody said, oh, that's so yesteryear. And I'm like, okay, fine. Put it away and keep it. Put it in my box of shirts to save for no apparent reason. Just for memories. Hey, Tim, you guys are up in Washington. How hot is it up there? It's probably Denise, though. Tim and Denise. It's 78. It's going to get up into the 80s here. But as you'll see, I come up on my camper there, I've got zero shade. So it gets to 92. And we just walked from one end of town to the other in about 2 hours. We went into the library too. This is it's Denise, it's not hot. Yeah. Yeah, this is the town of people at the church that I met. I go back and visit often. This is where I'm at. The lady that I normally stayed with has family and 6 teenagers that moved in with her. So she didn't want to add anybody else to the mix, so I'm staying at the church, which is good. I got security cameras on me all the time. Is it smoky there though? I saw there were a lot of fires up north this year. It's really not hot here except that there's no shade, which makes it Phoenix barely made it to 100. Yeah, it's an El Nino. Weird stuff happens. Batteries are probably already charged. I'm gonna have to make a cover for that residential panel because I'm actually getting it's almost 36 watt or 36 volts. So it heats up my batteries too much. I know the charge controller stops it, but it heats up so charges so fast. It's probably time to check the fluid in the batteries too. But this is my little spot. Yep, it's a Calvary church. That's not my faith is not in the Calvary church, but I like the people here and I come visit. We drove through Wilhoit on your way to Mingus Mountain last winter. You actually went to Mingus Mountain? How did I miss that? Well, camping here in Wilhoit is that was it, the dry spot behind the bar. But the bar closes at 8 o'clock, so it doesn't get too bad. There's really not much camping here in Wilhoit, but if you go up into the mountains, there's Lower Wolf Creek, and I did apply to camp host at White Spar Campground, which is like 4 miles from the Prescott Walmart. So I'm still waiting to hear about that. I can take my shoes off. Before you left for Washington, you loved Mingus Mountain. And you probably met Kathy and Rick, the camp host up there. Rick's now up at the fire tower working, and she's having to do the camp hosting all by herself now. Yep, Mingus Mountain is my fave place. Cool beans, you can visit. Yeah, if I'm there, I wouldn't mind that. But I haven't heard from them. I gave them 5 references and they only wanted 3. Yeah, I kind of like the cameras. I can leave my camper here when I go into Phoenix for the doctors. So I don't know if I talked to you since then. They had me 24/7 off the caffeine because my heart murmur was acting up. And I'm still waiting on blood test results. They won't give it to me until I see the doctor in person, and he's not even going to be in on the days I'm in town. So it might be another few months before I find out the results of my blood work even. But I do have an appointment for the internal specialist for the liver because it was still inflamed months after working. It's still trying to get it down. At least my rib doesn't poke at it as much now. But I couldn't walk around without panting. And I went into the store and some guy started panting back at me. It was so funny. I bought ice last night, and you can hear it still in my triple wall cup. I still got ice. So I had to cancel my Washington trip because the truck and my camper ate up all the money, down to the last dime. It is really eerie how it matched up. But I got motor mounts. I got new spark plug wires finally put in. All new brakes. All new brake pads. Not all new brakes. I got all new brake pads, front and rear. Then I had to get new drums for the back and new brake cylinders for the back. Then my gas tank valve was sticking, so they had to take the truck bed off and fix that. And then I had to get new bearings and seals on the camper. And all that equaled exactly what I saved up to go to Washington. So I wasn't able to go up. I did see one of the airlines has a fly all you can pass for $300. You pay taxes and baggage stuff. But I was thinking if they still have that deal after Quartzsite next year, I might be able to just get a pass and fly around. It's great that you could do all those repairs. Yep, that's what I mean. Well, the last time I saved up money before I went on that convoy, I ate all that up on the convoy too. It's like every time I save money, it goes to the truck. As long as I pretend it's going for something else, I'm okay saving it up for the truck. Well, I think I'm going to actually break my no sugar thing and get a ice cream at the store. Because I am cooking right now. It's only 83 in the camper. That's not bad. But then once I sit in here, it'll get warm. At about 2 o'clock, it'll be about 92 degrees in here. Oh, I missed Kelly's live today. Did you do the whole trip? The convoy? I went from Casa Grande, where they hit in Arizona? I went from there to California to protest the abortion stuff. Then I followed them all the way to DC, which they went up through Washington and Idaho and all that stuff. But yeah, I did the whole trip, and then I came back down through Texas, broke down in New Mexico. That was costly. And then I finally got back to Arizona when I went to Quartzsite. Yeah, it was kind of fun. I think I feel after the guys get out of the military, they're on a mission and you develop relationships almost like family. You're counting on the people to get through. So I think I got a tiny taste of what it feels like to get out of the military. It was a little bit hard to deal with, but I got through it. I got me back for the most part. I just got to develop new routines and things. I think the longer you were on it, the harder it was to go away from it. But all right, guys, it was really nice visiting. I'm gonna have to go because I gotta go break down and eat sugar because I want ice cream right now. It's my throat's really really dry. I didn't take a drink with me. I know. I never think about stuff like that. So I won't be streaming a sunset this evening, but I will get a sunset tomorrow evening and possibly post videos from the little town of Ponderosa that's in the mountains and some Wolf Creek footage. So thanks for stopping by and visiting with me, guys. Bye bye. Oh, I got to wave for Mona. I got to reverse the camera so I can wave. That's my thing. At the end of every video, got to remember to wave to Mona. Reverse the camera. Hi, Mona. See you later. All right. Bye, everybody.